morning, everyone. My name is Audrey. I am Stitchywitch42 here on flosstube and over on Instagram, and this is my channel about cross-stitch life, the universe, and everything. This is take two because I was talking and all of a sudden this large, loud belch emanated from me, and I was like, yeah, that's not the way to start a video. Or maybe it is, I don't know. But anyway, today is Sunday, the 28th of September 2025. I am recording a day earlier than I usually do because tomorrow is Mark's birthday and we have things going on all day long. And there would be no time to do a video tomorrow. So here I am on a Sunday and I've got things to share with you. Start with a little bit of a life update. The last 2 weeks I have been dealing with the effects from my chemo session number 11. And I felt better than I have for a while. Yesterday I was feeling really good and I actually got out of the house with my daughter and went and bought myself a new pair of jeans. I can't tell you how happy I am to be wearing jeans again. They are my pant of choice. The pants I've been wearing all year long are like a lightweight culotte type yoga lounge. They're comfortable, but they're not my style. And I went and bought jeans yesterday and actually got into a size two sizes smaller than I was pre-chemo. So that was exciting for me. But it just feels so nice to be in my jeans again. Like I said, these last 2 weeks I have been feeling not as bad as previous times, but I've had some issues, and I'm not going to get into the details of those because, you know, sometimes I share too much. But the neuropathy. I have to talk about the neuropathy. My fingers feel like they're vibrating all the time. I can feel the beds of my fingernails. This is all just weird to me. But the other day I realized something that I thought was really weird. More weird than usual. So, my cell phone. Turn it on, I get this screen and I can swipe it to the side and I can either enter my passcode or on the back I could use the camera to open up my phone. My phone's not recognizing my fingerprint anymore. 9 times out of 10, I can try it and it goes, "You've tried 5 times, please use your passcode." I think it's the neuropathy. Mark thinks it's the cell phone. It's an older cell phone because, you know, I don't want to go deal with a new cell phone. Whether or not that's a side effect of neuropathy, I don't know, but there you go. I can't get into my phone with my fingerprint. Or lack of fingerprint, you know? So I want to go back to my last video for a little bit because I had talked about sneaking into Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. And I forgot to share a couple of things with you. Everyone talks about when you go to retreats that the people you sit with at the table usually share a gift amongst everybody at the table. And then there's other people throughout the retreats that will sprinkle kindness to everybody. I got sprinkled some kindness and I forgot to share it. Because one of them, the belching. I don't know what causes it. Am I sucking in too much air when I talk and making myself belch? I don't know. One of the sprinkles of kindness that I got while I was there. And to be honest with you, I was surprised to receive anything there because I wasn't really a participant. But Beth Twist was there. She was sitting at the same table that Cheryl and Anna were sitting at. And my friend Julie said, Beth has a pin, a counting pin that you need to have. And I said, oh, okay, sure, you know, why not? And what she brought me was a little alien pin. Yes, please. Yes, please. So I came home and immediately put it on my Grim Reaper, my alien baby Grim Reaper, because he needed to have a little alien pin. She always, Beth always has a pin cushion there that is full of counting pins that she's made, and she's always sharing them with people. So this is not the first one that I have gotten from her, but I think it is definitely my favorite. Another thing that I was given was one of these. It's a ring that you can hold your floss on, and it had the bobbins, the paper bobbins on it. And I brought it home and I thought, you know, this is such a good idea because I bobbinate my floss. And I always have a stack of these sitting in my little tray that sits on my table next to my chair. But they're usually held together with a rubber band. And I thought, you know, this works so much better. So I spent a morning going through all the bobbins that I had down here and punching the hole out in the top and adding them to this because I thought, one, it looks nicer than them being held together with a rubber band. But I just think that this is a good idea. And then I received 2 charms. I'm not sure if one was attached to this or not. I think it was. And it was this one. Here, hold it in front of my sweater so you might be able to see it. But it's got beads here in the middle. And I think what she was trying to put on here was PNWSS, Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. My beads say NNWSS, and I love that. I'm going to get myself in trouble here because everybody refers to PNWSS as Pinowis. And the 12-year-old male part of my brain thinks a part of male anatomy. And I'm not going to say it. Julie, be quiet. But I'm glad that mine says NNWSS because I like to refer to it as Stitch Summit other than the Pinowis because I'm afraid if I say the Pinowis, I'm going to say the male part of the anatomy. But I love this because it's got a charm on it for 2025, so I will remember the year that I got it. The other floss bling that I got was another one made from someone else, also with beads on it. The beads say acorns and threads, and it has a little charm on here with the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit symbol and 2025 on the back. So I wanted to share both of those from my adventures up at Stitch Summit. And today, I thought that I would do something a little bit different. I do have cross stitch to share with you, but I thought that instead of just getting into the cross stitch, I would show you my witch hat ornament tree and all the ornaments, Halloween ornaments that I have made so far. So I'm going to pause my camera for a moment. I'm gonna set things up and show you ornaments that I have stitched. Hold on just a moment. This is my witch hat ornament tree. I found this. It's a very tall, slender, curved witch hat with all these spokes coming out from it. I found this at Pier 1 Imports many years ago. I was trying to think back, and I think I've had this at least 10 to 15, if not longer, years. So I don't know if you could find something like this again or not. You could always do a Google search for witch hat ornament tree or Pier 1. Maybe see if you could find something like this. But I like it because the arms on it are fairly movable, so if I need a little bit more space between my ornaments, I can do that. But I don't have enough to fill the whole tree yet, so I'm not worried about that at this time. But I thought that I would share with you the pieces that I have on here. So, this one is Hocus Pocus. It is a Primrose Cottage piece that I stitched many years ago. The fabric that I used on the back, I fussy cut it to have a pumpkin and a cat, because Hocus Pocus. Okay, this one is also a Primrose Cottage one. It is the little quilt, and on the back I have a haunted house. Okay. Oops, I have my knot stuck on it. This one is Lola Crow. This is one of the pieces that Helen D finished for me. This is a new finish for me. This is a little Mill Hill kit. This is the Witch's Cauldron. I was talking about the neuropathy earlier. Putting this together, I use sticky back felt on the back of my Mill Hill kits, and then you have to just press them together with your fingers. And it feels like having needles shoved into your fingers. I don't like the feeling. Alright, up here, this is another Lola Crow. I stitched all 5 of them that were, well, I think there was more than that. I stitched 5 of them. It may have all been one series. I don't know. I don't remember things. Okay. Turning you around here. Oops. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. This is another Mill Hill that I did several years ago. Well, 2 or 3 years ago. It's not several. This one, this was my first flat finish ornament that I ever did following Vanna's tutorial. And I still managed to screw it up, but I still managed to make an ornament out of it. So that's a win. This one, okay, where you at? This one was stitched for me by my sister, so I do not know the pattern, but it's gorgeous. I've always thought it was gorgeous. Alright, turning. We have, come on, come on, come on. Another little Mill Hill. Another Lola Crow. This one was a kit I bought up at Acorns and Threads. It came with the tin, the floss, the fabric, the pattern, I have no idea what it's called, but you could do an image search on that and find it. Where did I have you hanging? We're going to put you right there. I showed that one. Okay. See, fingers don't want to work. This one is another one that I have no idea who the pattern is from. It was a freebie that I found online, but it's one of my favorite phrases to use. So, had to have that one. This was one that I found, I think it was a just cross stitch. Here Lies My Remains. And I thought it was rather cute. The clip that I have on it is a little curtain clip, but they work great for small ornaments too. Alright. Turning again. Another Lola Crow. Another Mill Hill. Sometimes on the Mill Hills I will do the little beaded hangers. Sometimes I don't. This is another Primrose Cottage. I think that one's really pretty. And then my last, did I show that one? Okay. And my last one is another Lola Crow. So those are all the pieces that I have on my tree. Did I show that one? I don't know. It's another Lola Crow. There's 5 Lola Crows on here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Mill Hill, 3 Primrose Cottage. I don't know who did the Wicked one. Helen just stitched the crow version of it. So you could go to her video and find out the maker. Again, this one is a kit that I got up at Acorns and Threads, and then my Bite Me was a freebie that I found online. But I really like those. I like the way they look on this tree. I definitely need to add more to it. But there you are, my witch hat Halloween ornament tree. So, hold on a moment. Let me go put this away, and then I'll come back and I'll share with you some of the things that I've been stitching on. I'm back. Did you miss me? Did you know I was gone? It was just a moment, but there you go. So, I did get a little bit of stitching done on my spooky moths. On the bottom one. It's slow going with me with stitching here recently because of the neuropathy. Holding the needle between my forefinger and my thumb stings. So it takes a lot to get me motivated to stitch right now. But I've still managed to stitch some, and in fact on one project I got a fair amount done. So I was really pleased with that. But I've been stitching on my spooky moths. I did a little bit on my full coverage piece and got some more of the green stitched in over here on little Frankie. I may have to stitch him twice. I have somebody I want to send him to, and I also need one for my tree. So I may actually stitch him twice. And then last week, both my granddaughters came over. Rowan graduated from high school this year, and she finished her EMT course, and she passed her national test. And my youngest granddaughter, Riley, is a senior this year, and she let us know that she had just been accepted. She had sent in a letter to Western State University here in Oregon and was accepted. So proud of both my girls. So I got out my Mill Hill EMT Santa that I'm working on for Rowan. She's going to get it as a Christmas gift, but I think this is something she could just hang up in her car if she wanted to. And I did some more work on the dog's body and on the gray down underneath there. So, got a fair amount accomplished on that. I need to get it done because I need to start working on some other Christmas gifts. When this is all over and done with the chemo, one more session, Tuesday. Then I can get working on other things. Because hopefully then I won't be feeling so crappy, you know? And that's the main thing. So I pulled this out. I told you last time this is the Forest for the Trees by Ink Circles. This was the project we received at Stitch Summit in 2023. And, oh crap, I've lost a needle. Hey, oh no, it's there. Get up there. I started coming up the second row here. Somewhere right at this level is where I made that extra stitch. So I need to see whether I match up there or not and continue up. But I am making progress on it. It's not a lot, but it's progress. And I'm going to take the progress. And then I started a new piece. So the floss is all over the floor. Doesn't matter. I'll pick it up later. Helen showed these on her video, and I immediately had to go get the digital copies of them because I'm going to say something here that's probably going to tick some people off. I don't mean to, but a lot of people have been doing the animal crackers, and I'm kind of over seeing them because so many people are doing them. And that's one of the things about flosstube is that we get on here, we make a video, we show what we're stitching, and it inspires somebody else to come and do the same thing. Helen showed this, she inspired me, I have to do the same thing. But there have been so many animal crackers. And they're cute and they're wonderful, but I'm kind of tired of seeing them on people's videos. I have a tendency that when I see they're coming up on someone's videos to just fast forward through it because I've seen it too many times. I'm sorry if I've hurt anybody's feelings. It's just me being honest. But I saw these and Helen said she was going to make a stand-up out of one of them. And I thought, you know, I have to do the same thing because because, so these are the Halloween bottles by Emma Congdon. Yes, everything has turned out purple because the printer is doing that. I don't know why. But the one I decided to do, of course, is the Witch's Brew. And I got a fair amount of stitching on it in the last couple of days. I love the hat. And the neck of the bottle reminds me of the witch's stockings. So I think that this is really cute and adorable. I know that I want to stitch some others on here. For sure, the Dread Drops. Quite possibly the Slime of Snail, because it's got a great snail up on the top of it. Eye of Newt. And Brain Juice. So you remember when I showed you my purchases from Michael's and I showed that big coffin-shaped tray? I thought if I stitched, well, it has to be an odd number, you know. If I stitched like 5 of these, that they would look adorable sitting in that tray. So I'm going to do with these what people have done with the animal crackers, is I'm going to stitch them over and over and over again and drive everybody nuts until they're tired of seeing them on my channel or somebody else's channel. I don't know. So that is the 5 projects that I've been working on. I was excited. That little Mill Hill piece that I showed you, the Witch's Cauldron, that is my second FFO for this year. I just haven't been upstairs working on them. 1, because I'm so tired, and 2, because of the fingers. Like I was saying, Tuesday, the 30th, will be infusion number 12. It will be my last one, and I will be done with chemo. I go up on October 2nd, and they will remove the pump. There were 3 chemos. They stopped the oxyplatin. They're still doing the irinotecan, and they're doing the one in the pump, and I don't know what the name of that one is. I refer to it as the brick because it's about the size of, the pump is about the size of a brick. I have a carrying case for it, and I've learned over the last 6 months of having to deal with this that since it's attached to the pump and it's attached to my port, if I have it sitting on the table, chances are I'm going to stand up and try to walk away from it, and it's going to hit the floor and it's going to pull on this, and so I sit with it in my lap because then I remember to pick it up. My granddaughters laughed at me because when they were here last Wednesday, I had it sitting on the table and I tried to walk away from it, and I told them this is what I do all the time. So sit with it in my lap. But after next Thursday, I'll be done with it and I won't have to worry about pulling that stupid thing out. The day after that, Mark and Philip are leaving on a hunting trip, so I will be alone for 3 to 5 days. I'm okay with that. I've done this 11 times now. I know what to expect. I know how I will feel. It might not be the best of days, but I'm more than capable of taking care of myself, and then it will be over and done with. You know, Tuesday will be the last infusion. Thursday will be the last time the brick is removed, the pump is removed. And then I can start living my life again. Mark and I have plans to take a little trip to celebrate. I'm not telling anybody when, because it's never a good idea to announce on YouTube when you're going to leave your house empty, but I have plenty of people who will watch out for the house and everything will be fine. But I am looking forward to feeling better and not dealing with the after effects from chemo. I've stopped losing hair. When I brush my hair now, I don't get a handful of hair coming out each time, so that's good. It can slowly grow back in and I can eventually get rid of my cap. It still looks like a bad comb over. And I'm looking forward to November because I think in November I'm going to start going back up to Acorns and Threads for Stitchy Days. So I'm looking forward to that. All of this will be over soon and I can move forward with my life. And I want to take this time to thank all of you who have come and visited me on my videos. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you and how supportive all of you have been for me, both here and on Instagram. I appreciate you so much. So until we meet again, my friends, live long and stitch on. Bye-bye.